Our film begins with a group of ballet dancers traveling specifically to attend an international competition. If they win, it will be a massive turning point for their careers. Unfortunately, circumstances turn against them and the trip spirals into a huge tragedy. They lose their coach right in front of their eyes. To escape this nightmare, their only option is to unite, let go of their inner selfishness, and use their skills in any way possible. First, we meet the team, Pawns, the team captain. Then Princess, the rich girl who only cares about herself. Her life's dream is to get rid of Pawns any way she can because she is extremely jealous and wants her spot. The rest of the team includes Chloe and her sister Zoe, along with Grace, and of course, their coach, Thorna. As usual in any rehearsal, Princess intentionally speeds up her movements to trip Pawns and provoke her. Coach Thorna reminds them that this isn't the time for these games, because the competition is in 2 days, and they must win at all costs. Pawns waits until the rehearsal is over, then strikes Princess hard in the face, pretending her hand slipped by accident, and walks away. Strangely, the rest of the team is quite happy about this, because they are all sick of Princess's arrogance. Coach Thorna follows Pawns to remind her to go easy on Princess, because Princess's mother is the one funding the entire team. It's not the time for problems, at least wait until the competition is over. But Pawns has reached her limit and can't take it anymore. She says, "I knew from the start that ballet is only for the rich and that this was never my place." 2 days pass and they arrive in Hungary for the competition. This marks the beginning of the tragedy. Their luggage gets lost at the airport, so they have to take a bus to their destination. To make matters worse, the bus breaks down in the middle of nowhere, a deserted, freezing forest with no soul in sight. All Thorna cares about is getting them to the competition by any means. She suggests they walk a bit until they reach a main road and hitchhike. They agree because if they are any later, their names will be removed and a backup team will replace them. Adding insult to injury, it starts raining heavily. By chance, they spot a sign with a hotel's name on it. They feel like it's a godsender place to rest before continuing their journey. Upon arriving at the hotel, they see a man on a bicycle frantically waving at them, signaling them to leave the area immediately without speaking. They don't understand him and completely ignore his warnings. At that moment, a man steps out of the hotel. He introduces himself as Osep and says the man on the bike is his brother, who is deaf and can't speak, so they shouldn't mind him. He asks what they need and insists they come inside, claiming it's not right for beautiful girls to stand outside in the freezing cold. Once inside, they are shocked to find that the hotel is actually an underground gambling casino. Grace becomes very nervous and tells Thorna, "My morals don't allow me to stay in a place like this for long. Please let's leave." Thorna suggests she just close her eyes, as this place is still better than the freezing forest they were stranded in. Meanwhile, Pawns notices photos of a ballet dancer hanging everywhere. Osep explains that this is Devora, the hotel owner. She was one of the most brilliant ballet dancers, but unfortunately, she suffered a terrible accident that permanently stopped her from dancing. However, her love for dance never died. We then see Devora watching them from the second floor, her gaze ominous and unwelcoming. The girls are forced to change into their competition outfits because their regular clothes are soaked from the rain. Devora comes down to welcome them. Zoe excitedly blurts out that they have a competition at the International Ballet Hall, one of the biggest global competitions that doesn't accept just any team. Devora stares at her in dead silence, then coldly offers, "Would you like me to get you a special car to take you to the city?" and walks away. Just then, a man enters with 2 bodyguards. It's clear he's someone important. Everyone around him treats him with excessive caution and respect. This is Pasha, the son of Marco, the biggest mob boss in the region. He comes at the beginning of every month to collect money from Devora, as she is deeply in debt to his father. Meanwhile, Chloe, who has a hearing impairment, is very frustrated because her hearing aids are glitching after getting wet in the rain. The coach takes her to the bathroom to wash her face and rest. Thorna notices that Devora's ballet photos aren't just in the main hall. They are everywhere in the hotel, indicating a severe psychological obsession. While walking down the hallway, she hears loud, agonizing cries. Curiosity gets the better of her, and she peeks through a slightly open door. She is horrified to see Devora and her men holding a man down, preparing to cut out his tongue because he was late paying his debts. Terrified, Thorna runs back quickly to check on her team. When she reaches the main hall, she finds her team dancing on the stage, having the time of their lives. Pasha approaches Thorna and asks, "Why do you look so scared? Let's all celebrate together." When she tries to push him away, he thinks she's playing hard to get and aggressively grabs her face. Default text furious, Thorn punches him in the stomach and shouts to her team, "Pack your things, we're leaving right now." But tragically, she doesn't get to finish her sentence. Feeling his ego bruised, Pasha pulls out a gun and shoots her right in the head. Pons approaches her coach's body, trembling violently, unable to believe if what just happened is real or a nightmare. Devora rushes in to do damage control. If the police catch wind of this, her entire operation will be shut down. She tries to calm everyone, but Princess loses her mind and demands she call the police immediately. Devora mockingly agrees. "Oh sure, your wish is my command," but then calls for Osep to take them to a room to rest while she handles the disaster. She whispers to him, "Take them to the storage room." Pons realizes there is no safe room and that they are next. She runs as fast as she can to escape and scream for help, but her attempt fails. Devora's men are everywhere, and they easily drag her back. Chloe, however, is completely oblivious to the chaos. When she exits the bathroom, she finds Devora's son waiting for her. He has a crush on her, and she likes him back, so she goes with him to his room. Osep locks the rest of the team in the underground storage room. Grace is having a massive panic attack. Osep gives her a piece of chocolate that secretly contains drugs, telling her it will help her calm down. Princess is still delusional, genuinely believing Osep is going to call the police, urging him to hurry. Upstairs, Devora orders her men to clean the mess and restore everything to normal. She tries to use this incident to her advantage, taking Pasha to her office. She shows him the security camera footage, telling him, "I just want you to comprehend the massive disaster you are in. The sudden disappearance of 6 American women won't go unnoticed. But don't worry, I'll handle it." Pasha laughs sarcastically, knowing she wants something in return. He reminds her, "My father is Marco, the biggest mob boss here. He can wipe you and your hotel out in a second. Don't play with the big boys." Devora doesn't care. She plays the video for him to see. Knowing this puts him in a position where neither he nor his father can say a word. She reminds him that his father has been bleeding her dry for years. "From today, there is no more money. Hand over the envelope you took." Down in the storage room, Pons regains consciousness after being hit on the head. She finds Sonia, Devora's assistant, interrogating Grace. "Does anyone know you are here?" Since Grace is high from the laced chocolate, she mumbles nonsense. Pons tries to save the situation, lying, "Our families know exactly where we are. In less than an hour, the police will be here." But high Grace ruins everything, asking Pons, "How can you lie like that? No one knows where we are." Satisfied with this answer, Sonia leaves, knowing there are no loose ends. When Pasha goes down to his men, he tells them he surrendered the money to Devora. They are terrified. Returning to Marco without the cash means certain death. Meanwhile, Devora orders her men to dispose of all the girls' belongings. By chance, she sees her son standing with Chloe, completely unaware of the murders happening downstairs. Not wanting any more complications, she takes them both to her office. In the storage room, Pons manages to dislocate her arms, slipping her tied hands from behind her back to the front, and easily unties herself. Realizing Grace ate drugged chocolate, Pons forces her to throw up, hoping to reduce the effects. Suddenly, they hear Osep approaching. Pons quickly wraps the rope around her hands again and pretends to be asleep. Osep comes in specifically for Grace, trying to take advantage of her drugged state. Pons refuses to let him harm her friend. She secretly pulls a hairpin from her hair, sneaks up behind him, and stabs him right in the eye. She attacks him like a wild beast, but he is much stronger. He flips her onto her back and snarls, "Since you started the treachery, forget about ever dancing again." He grabs her leg to break it, but Grace throws a dart at him, distracting him. Pons uses the opening to kick him hard. He falls backward directly onto the dart, which pierces him fatally. Princess is furious and yells at Pons. "Why did you do that? We should have waited for the police to save us." Pons tries to snap her out of her delusions. "There are no police. We are entirely alone, and we have to help each other escape." At that moment, the doctor arrives at the hotel. He was called specifically to dismember and disfigure Thorna's body, so she can't be identified if found. Devora tells him that once he finishes with the coach, there are 5 more girls waiting for him in the storage room.